Well, meanwhile, the threat of the Islamic State is a major factor, continues to be a factor in the 2016 election. Yesterday, Nicholas Young, this is a 36-year-old D.C. Metro Transit officer. He was charged with attempting to provide material support to ISIS. And then we've got the stabbing in London this morning, officials saying that they have not ruled out terrorism. Is the Obama administration doing enough to combat the threat of terrorism and ISIS overseas and at home?
No, not at all. I've actually did a exercise recently, a red teaming exercise, where I actually walked through how ISIS would do an attack against a major facility here in Washington. And the fact that I could walk through, Maria, and show them how exactly, if I had a four-man teenage team of ISIS terror, how I could take down a facility. And I'm just telling you that they're not taking it seriously. People behind the scenes are trying to push people like me to actually make real assessments about what could be threatened. And that's the tactical level. The strategic level, we still are not ahead of them. We have not got a handle on their banking. We have not got a handle on who they're putting into the refugee pipeline. And for goodness sake, we know for a fact that they're doing reconnaissance here in the United States. So they have not done everything we can. We need a global approach, a global policy, not one which we go defeat them on the ground in Iraq and hope for the best globally.
And there's not a plan on the other side either. I mean, Hillary Clinton keeps saying that she wants more intelligence. Why we don't have the intelligence that she's talking about right now is beyond me.
Right.
Her proposals, even if you go to her website, are so vague in terms of what she's going to do. Again, it's just the same.
Things that nobody can really disagree with. No one's going to say more intelligence. No, we don't. No,
we don't want more time.
One thing we know for certain is we can't continue the way it's been handled for the last 8 years. It's not working. We need to change it. We need to address it. And I think that really plays to Donald Trump's hand. So I'm surprised the poll numbers are split there regarding national security, because to me that's one of the areas where he clearly is stronger and is something we need and should focus on.
Yeah, but it's interesting looking at these polls where they're on the same level with terrorism. I'm just asking the question rather than answering it. But again, if people feel like he is erratic, does that then hurt their opinion on a specific issue like that?
Yeah.
Does perception of his personality hurt him issue by issue? He's still strongest on the economy.
Right. It's true, because people question, well, why is he flying off the handle over this? And why is he focused on that when, in fact, we know this is the issue? And we know Hillary Clinton has a lot of things, around her to poke in, and he's not doing it, Colonel.
I think the bottom line is that you've got to understand that the terror issue, for example, is something that you can't simply say, I'm going to do more intelligence and resolve it. You've got to have a plan of execution. And let's face it, Ms. Clinton has already had her chance. She was already there. And the Obama administration, one of my other friends is Jim Woolsey. Jim's talked to me about some of the issues that currently CIA faces. CIA is not being as aggressive as it was during the time he was director of CIA under Bill Clinton.
Right.
So if you aren't doing the things you must do to be effective, then I think I would go with Donald Trump over Ms. Clinton, because I think he will go through, and I think he will be true to what he's saying, to be much more aggressive, not only doing real intelligence collection, but actually pursuing a terrorist globally.
Yeah, and then there's the FBI, which some people are charging has gotten politicized.